My name is Mary McCracken. I teach educationally handicapped children, special children. I had been teaching at the special school for several years, but nothing in my experience had prepared me for Hannah Rosnick. The year we met was unforgettable and was to change both our lives.
Everything set?
For the time being, thank goodness. The church has agreed to let us keep using the Sunday school building for another full year.
Great.
I was really worried we'd have to find other space after Christmas. Coffee?
No, thanks. I'm trying to cut down.
So am I. Mary, I wanted to tell you there's been a change in your class.
Something happened to one of the children?
Oh, no, nothing like that. It's just I've rearranged things slightly.
Doris, you never do anything slightly.
I've decided to put Hannah Rosnick in with your group.
Hannah Rosnick? Oh, maybe I will have that coffee. Doris, it's not going to work. We're a cohesive group. My class has been together for 3 years. Brian's speech and sociability have improved 100%. Rufus has stopped talking to himself and developing stomach cramps whenever there's an unpleasant situation. They're both almost ready for regular school. Jamie is coming along in his way. Hannah Rosnick would not fit in.
I just can't put Hannah Rosnick in with a new teacher. It would be asking too much.
What about my boys? Isn't it asking too much of them? I think our children are even more sensitive to their surroundings than normal children.
Hannah might stir them up a little.
Oh, that's all they need is a little stirring.
Hello? Hold on one moment, please. Well, I'm glad that's set. I'll send Hannah to your room as soon as she gets here. Yeah? And this is she. Hold on a moment, please. Excuse me.
Nothing is set.
Think about it, Mary. If it doesn't work out, we can talk about it later. But I'm sure it will. Yes, yes.
This is our room.
This wasn't our room last year. It's too big.
Yes, it is bigger. But I think it's even better. In fact, I think it's the best room that we've ever had. Look, we have our own coat closet instead of just books.
I like just hooks better. You can play with him too, Brian. Hey, this is some kitchen. And look at that closet. I like just hooks better.
Jamie. Hey ho, Jamie. What took you so long?
Mom, my name is Jamie.
That's good talking, Jamie. Rufus, Brian, it's good to be together again. You know something? I think this is going to be a terrific year for all of us.
Good morning, boys.
I'm getting a cat. Cat?
Yes. Well, I'm glad to see you're all working so nicely. Mary, do you have a minute? Hannah Rosnick's down in her old classroom, and no one seems able to get her to come here. I wonder if you could see what you could do.
Cover for me here, will you, Doris? Boys, I'm going to go down the hall a minute, and Doris will stay here with you, okay? I'll be right back, Jamie. to see you.
How long has this been going on?
It seems like forever.
Please calm down.
Hi, Hannah. Hannah, listen. This isn't your class. You're supposed to be with us in a room down the hall. We've been waiting for you. Shirley, your teacher last year, had to leave because her husband is studying to be a doctor. And he had to go work in a hospital far away. So she went with him.
I felt something behind Hannah's eyes. An intelligence that meant she had a chance, if only I could break down the barrier she had built.
Enough now, okay? It's all right, Jamie. It's all right. Hannah. 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 In this class, you don't hurt yourself or anybody else. And no one hurts you. Now, you can rock if you want to, but no head banging. If you can't control yourself, I'll help you. Hannah is going to be in our class this year. She feels badly about missing her old teacher and a few other things. Now, it's going to take a little while for us to all get used to each other. But I think it's all going to work out fine. It's just going to take a little time. Okay, now let's get busy. Why don't you bring your stories over here and let's see what you've gotten done. Come on, Brian. Come on, sit down here. Jamie, bring your picture here. Let's sit down and see what you've written. My new cat. I have a new cat. Her name is
Taker.
Is that painful now? Yes.
Maybe this will help.
No, not my leg. This report on Hannah Rosnick that hurts. It really hurts. Listen to this. She was born with an abdominal obstruction that caused food blockage and dehydration. So she had to be operated on and hospitalized for several weeks right after birth. When she came home, her brother was found hitting her over and over on the head as she lay in her crib. A 10-year-old Caucasian female. Imagine calling a little girl with green eyes a Caucasian female. Exhibiting restless and disruptive behavior with unintelligible speech, consisting primarily of grunting noises. Judgment and insight extremely poor. Diagnosis: psychosis, organic brain disease versus schizophrenia. Now, how can he presume to make such a diagnosis after one brief interview? I hate that language. I mean, it's such stilted diction. Why do people have to hand out labels rather than looking at each other.
It's their job, I guess.
This report makes me so furious I could...
Saved by the bell.
It's for you, one of your boyfriends.
How can you tell?
I have radar.
Hello? Oh, hi, Jean. I'm fine. Mom's right here. Radar.
Hi, Jean. Yes, it's great being back in school. Dinner party Friday night? I'd love to, I really would, but I really have a lot of preparation for this semester still to do. I'm sure, yes, he sounds very interesting. Thank you. Maybe later on in the year, hmm? Okay, thanks for thinking of me, Jean. Goodbye, Jean.
You're doing it again.
Doing what?
Turning down dinner invitations.
Oh, it sounded like a dreary evening. Besides, I have too much to do.
Will you stop using that special school as a crutch and start facing up to your own problems?
I didn't know I had any problems. At least I didn't know that you knew I had any problems.
Any woman that ends a marriage after 22 years is bound to have problems, Mom. And those kids in that school aren't going to solve them for you.
You may be right in the long run, but the children are all that interest me. Maybe later on it won't be that way, but that's the way it is now, and I like it.
Good morning, Ruth. How you doing?
Is that girl going back to her other class?
Hannah doesn't have another class. This is her regular room.
I don't like her in here. She ruins everything.
Oh, Ruth, Hannah's had a tough time.
I don't care. I hate her. Don't you understand that? I hate her. And I don't want to talk about her.
Okay. What do you want to talk about? Your new cat?
No. Mary, I just want it to be the way it was last year, without that dummy girl. She can't talk, she's dirty, she's always yelling. Why don't you make her stop?
Believe me, Ruth, I'm trying. Give me a little time. Give her a little time. I mean, first days are hard. Remember Jamie at the beginning? How he always moaned and kicked and ran away whenever he could. I know that Hannah's hard, but today's only the second day. Maybe today will be better.
There she is.
Good morning, Hannah. Come on in. I'm glad you're here, Hannah. Okay, we're still glad you're here. All right, everybody, let's have a circle. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And on that farm he had some chickens, E-I-E-I-O. With a click-clack here and a click-clack here. Here a cluck, there a cluck, everywhere a cluck-cluck. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. I haven't made any demands on her. I've let her sit in that coat closet now for 2 weeks because I thought that she needed a safe place. But nothing is happening. She just sits there eating out of her paper bag lunch. There's no progress. I feel that I need to try something new.
Well, sometimes nothing represents a transitional stage between antisocial behavior and appropriate behavior.
I know when a child is calming down and when a child is getting ready to relate. And I think I also know when nothing is happening, and nothing is happening with Hannah.
Does she watch?
Oh, she watches all the time.
Well, that is something, Mary.
Yes, but it's hell on my boys. How can I form a group when someone's always outside the group? Her continuous presence is not good for the boys.
Do you want her out of your class, Mary? Is that what I'm hearing?
I don't know. I mean, where would she go? Into what room?
How about my room, Doris?
No. No, I'd have to think if Mary can't handle her, our school can't handle her either. I'd have to suggest that some other placement be found.
What kind of placement? What school are you talking about?
No school. There isn't a day school in this area that Hannah hasn't been to. Remember, she was taken out of class and put on home instruction because of her disruptive behavior.
Well, where would she go?
One of the state institutions. That would have to be my recommendation. Well, it's getting late. Generally, I'm very pleased. I think we're all off to a very good start. Hold on a minute. Those little problems we talked about notwithstanding, such as Hannah. You think about her some more, Mary.
If Hannah wasn't hopeless, she certainly looked it. Dirty and ragged, sitting in her closet. I had to get her out of there.
Listen, Hannah. You're part of our class, and I want you to come and sit with us today. You don't have to talk, but I want you to be at the table. Hannah. If you can come by yourself, fine. If not, I'll help you.
Okay, let's go. Here we go. You're going to sit with us this morning, Lovey. Every morning from now on. You control yourself great. If you can't, I'm going to help you. Ah! All right. Well, I have been through this before, Lovey. And I have survived. I've been kicked and scratched and bitten, but I have survived, and you will too. Okay. Come on. Okay, let's begin with best and worst. Let's put our books away. Who wants to go first?
The best that happened to me was my cat kissed me. She walked right over to me and kissed me, like this.
You have a worst?
The worst was she scratched me right here
Oh, dear. When did that happen?
when I tried to kiss her back.
My best thing was I was on this television quiz program, you know, and I won $2,300,000 and 15 cents.
That's a pretend best, right? That's not real.
Of course it's only pretend. They don't give away that much money in cash prizes on television. What's your best, Mary?
Oh, I think that my best would have to be that Hannah has joined us today.
That's my worst, for real.
No, I think that Hannah's doing just fine today.
Thank you, Lovey, for being with us.
Bernie.
I'm sorry. I forgot. Oh, you want one?
You know you're not supposed to smoke in here.
You're not going to rat fink on me.
Oh, no? Who says?
Come on, you're one of the guys.
Oh, thanks a lot.
You know what I mean. Hey, how's your social life, Mary?
I keep busy. I'm busy enough, I guess.
Anybody over 12 and a straight head?
Well, I guess the kids are my social life.
Hey, when are you going to start going out with grown-ups again?
When I feel like a grown-up myself.
You still make a big thing out of your divorce.
My divorce was a big thing to me.
Yeah, well, divorce isn't easy. The only thing tougher is marriage. Well, I wouldn't know, but that's what my friends tell me. Hey, I've got a friend, an old army buddy. He just got divorced. Maybe I ought to fix you up with him.
Bernie, you are the Board of Education's Director of Special Services, not Social Services.
It'll be good for you, Mary. It'll be good for him, Ed.
Ed,
My friend I was telling you about.
you're here to discuss Brian's future educational life, not my present social life.
Okay, Mary. I'll stick my neck out in this one and make it definite. I'll save a spot for Brian at junior high 24 next year if he continues to progress at the rate he's been going. Huh?
You won't be sorry, Bernie. He'll do you proud.
You should be proud. You've done a super job with him. I remember he was the weirdest kid I ever saw. I mean, flapping and squawking around like some crazy bird and always talking, like a speeded-up quiz show host. But I gotta warn you, you better toughen him up or those junior high kids will eat him up and spit him out.
How do you mean toughen him up?
Well, teach him to lie, cheat, steal. I mean, shoot craps, play poker, drink, deal drugs, use a knife, and come out keeping his skin intact. See, Mary, the best and the worst in singing Puff the Magic Dragon isn't going to do him any good in the inner city.
Our children are so vulnerable, aren't they?
Vulnerable. They're sitting targets. Hey, I'll tell Ed to call you, all right? Have dinner with him. Have a drink with him. What can it hurt?
I'll see.
Ed's a sweet guy. I'll tell him to call you, all right?
Oh, see, Lovey, here's a box for you to open.
Come on, Lovey. My best thing was when my daughter Elizabeth came home from college last night for a visit. Well, we hugged and we kissed. So glad to see you. And then we went out and we got in the car. And we drove and drove to the movies. Ruth?
If I'm cooking this barbecue, I'm gonna do it my way, so shut up, woman.
You never listen to me, no matter what, cooking or anything else.
Good. Jamie, here you go. That's a nice baby, isn't it, Jamie? Hannah?
Yeah, Bernie is a terrific guy.
Yes.
How long have you known Bernie?
Well, since I began teaching, several years.
I've known Bernie over 25 years. He is some terrific guy.
Yes.
We're in the same outfit.
I know.
Bernie really loves kids.
Mm-hmm.
How's your fish?
Fine.
And steak's terrific.
What do you do, Ed?
Didn't Bernie tell you?
No.
Barber supply.
Oh, you supply barbers.
Wholesale.
How is business?
It's better.
I didn't know it was worse.
Oh, trouble there for a while. Everybody going along. It's getting better now, though. Never be what it was, though.
Nothing ever is. Well, I want to thank you for an enjoyable evening.
What do you say you invite me up for a nightcap?
I don't think so. It's late.
It's early. Be a sport.
I'm tired.
I'll wake you up. How about a good night, kid?
No, thank you.
Come on, we're not kids.
Exactly.
So what's the big deal?
Good night.
All right. Teaser.
Rosnick?
Yes.
Hello, I'm Mary McCracken. I'm Hannah's new teacher. I'd like to talk to you about Hannah.
You're not getting rid of her.
Oh, no. I'm happy to have Hannah in my class.
In other schools, they always call to warn Hannah is too bad. They say she have to go.
I called because I want to know more about Hannah so we can help her. Our school day is 5.5 hours. There are 18.5 other hours in the day I want to know about.
She is so hard, that one. I don't know what to do with her. Yelling, screaming half the time. The other time, she just sit, dumb, do nothing.
I know that she can go to the bathroom by herself. Can she wash and dress herself?
Never wash, never dress. I try. She's too difficult, too hard. And she sleep every night in the same dress, won't change.
Does she talk?
Sometime to me, she say, yes, no, other words.
Does she play with her brother at all?
Play. Nobody play. They just fight. Carl, he teases her all the time, and now he says she go to retard school. And she cry.
Let's sit down here, shall we? Does Hannah have any friends on the block?
I'm very careful with her. I let her play in the backyard so neighbor kids not make fun. Oh. Sometimes I have a dream. Maybe she helped me set table, dry dishes. Maybe I dream too much. Maybe I just be happy she not worse.
I've read Hannah's records. She has intelligence. She is not retarded. Hannah can learn to wash herself and dress herself, and she can learn to help you with the housework, and more, much more. I believe Hannah can learn how to read and write.
you care about Hannah so much?
I don't know. I can't put it into words.
Don't believe in words. All I heard before is words. Plenty of words.
What about work? How do you feel about work? Plenty of hard work for both of us.
I'm not afraid of work.
Good, because that's what it's going to take. You're with Hannah so much more than I am, and she's so used to having her own way, she's not going to like it. You'll have to be strong.
I am strong.
I know you are.
Hannah is lucky this year.
That looks yummy. I don't see how we're going to eat all this.
I think it's time we made this a foursome. Now, I know this fella.
No, you don't. No matchmaking, no fixing me up on blind dates. I'm single and I like it.
Do you?
Look, you might say I have to get my own act together first.
Did you say that?
No, never.
Neither would I.
You know what I mean.
It seems to me Hannah, as you would say, is getting her act together a lot quicker than you.
Hannah's never been married. Look, I appreciate your concern, but I have to do things in my own way, at my own pace.
Which means you'll never do anything. Look, there really is a lot more to life, Mary, than getting up, going to school, and having pizza with us every Tuesday. You can get to like your limbo as much as Hannah likes her closet.
Patty, you have no idea of the blind dates that I have been on, of the insufferable meals I've had to sit through, of always being the extra woman when a friend has an odd man over for dinner.
Unfortunately, that's the way things are done, Mary.
Maybe when you're younger, but I don't enjoy it anymore.
There is this awfully nice fellow I'd like you to meet.
Thank you, but no thank you. Good night, Patty. I'll see you next week.
What did we do?
Hannah sat with us now each day for best and worst. It was progress, but it wasn't enough. She still sat in the closet, tearing at her sandwich. It was time to make Hannah take the next step.
Good morning, Hannah. Not today, Lovey. Today you're going to eat with us. No. Nope, sorry. When the clock reaches 12, then you can have your lunch. Look, see the clock? When both hands are up at the top, we eat. Okay? Hannah, dear, stop being foolish. Stop being foolish. When the clock is 12, when the two hands are at the top like this, both hands up at the top like that.
Oh, Mary, I have a tummy ache.
I hear you, Ruth. No, you don't. You're just scared. Come on now. Let's get back to work. You too, Brian. Let's sit down. Take it easy now, Jamie. Take it easy. This is the worst. It's going to get better. Okay, let's sit down and see if we can spell Jamie.
My name's Jamie.
Yes. Okay, kids, lunchtime. Want to go wash up now? Jamie, you go with Brian. Thank you, Rufus. See you in the lunchroom. Lunchtime, come on, let's go. Oh, no. I don't have a sandwich. How can I teach you how to eat yours if I don't have one of my own? Hang in there, Hannah. Peanut butter. Peanut butter. Would I be if I was peanut butter? There it is. Come on, Lovey. Lunchtime. Down here, next to me. That's how we do it. You take a little bite. Didn't take a little bite, but who cares?
It's wonderful, but Hannah, I get so down about my class sometimes.
What do you mean?
Oh, I don't know. My kids all seem to have so far to go, or maybe nowhere to go.
I feel that way about Jamie sometimes.
Jamie? Jamie is a winner compared to some of my kids. You know, not one of them is really toilet trained, and I don't care what anyone says, feces is feces.
You have the hardest group, Patty. The youngest. But you've done some terrific things with those kids. I mean, Bobby's starting to talk. Chris doesn't undress on the bus anymore. The parents are opening up to you, trusting you. That's terrific, really.
Thanks. You know how close I come to quitting sometimes? I just hope my kids get better. I couldn't stand it if they got worse.
I know. Believing is important. You've got to believe they can learn something, and how can they learn without teaching? I guess that's where hope comes in.
Yeah, but you can't mop the floors with hope. Well, I don't mean to sound so cynical.
No, you're just being honest with yourself. I hope I'm as honest with myself about Hannah's real potential.
Mary, what should I do here? I'd like to make it so I can close it from the inside.
Let's see. Well, I think that if you could cut a hole.
Hey, Mary, can I use red and yellow?
It's your painting. Use whatever colors you want. For a moment, my dreams and plans for Hannah shattered. But paint is only paint, and never worth a dream. Besides, a teacher's dream dies hard, and by Monday morning, I had a new plan. We needed to leave the classroom, the work, the mistakes behind us. We needed a fresh start.
She'll be coming round the mountain when she comes. She'll be coming round the mountain when she comes. She'll be coming round the mountain. She'll be coming around the mountain. She'll be coming around the mountain when she comes. She'll be riding 6 white horses when she comes. Giddy up! She'll be riding 6 white horses when she comes. She'll be riding 6 white horses. She'll be riding 6 white horses. She'll be riding 6 white horses when she comes.
Why don't you sing, Hannah? Why don't you talk? Please talk. Just say your name.
Listen, Hannah, I know you can talk. I just have this feeling. And if you talk and tell us what the matter is, we can fix it, see?
Jamie can at least say his name.
If you talk, your biggest problem is over. Because your biggest problem is not talking.
Ruth, what did the big firecracker say to the little firecracker?
I give up.
My pop is bigger than your pop! Let's do another verse.
She'll be wearing pink pajamas when she comes. She'll be wearing pink pajamas. She'll be wearing pink pajamas. She'll be wearing pink pajamas when she comes.
Nice day. Get out of the house with the kids.
Eat scrubbing floors.
Look, Jamie, a fish.
That's no fish, that's a rock.
Hey, Mary, what is this?
You figure it out. Your eyes are younger than mine.
The bear went over the mountain to see what he could see. You want to hear the dirty version? The bear went over the mountain, the bear went over the mountain, the bear went over the mountain with the little bear behind.
I sing song. The bear went over the mountain. A bear went over the mountain. The bear went over the mountain to see where he could pee.
Wonderful.
The best thing yesterday was the picnic. Hey, Mary, that's my best thing.
Ruth, let Brian finish. It's his turn.
The best thing was the picnic. Then the best thing at the picnic was the girl. The girl Hannah talked at the picnic, and that was the best thing.
Yes, Hannah talked. And it sure was a best thing.
I know talk at picnic. I just sing song. Now I talk. Say hello. Hello, Jamie. Hello, Roofs. Hello, Brian.
Hannah, you forgot Mary. Say hello to her, too. Say hello, Mary.
Not Mary. Teacher. Hello, teacher.
Hello, Hannah.
Lovey. Nobody said that before.
Okay, Lovey.
Lovey, 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 lovey. Hello, Hannah. Lovey. What do you say we fix your hair?
Fix?
Just comb it, cut some of the tangles out.
No cut hair.
Okay, you're right. It's your hair, and I won't fix it until you want me to.
Tell me about Johnny. Is he pretty big, huh?
Oh, Mary. Hi. Hi. Hi.
Mary, this is Cal.
Hi.
Hello.
We asked Cal to join us. I hope you don't mind.
Not at all.
Cal's from Ted's hometown.
Well, not really. I'm more from Cal's hometown. As a matter of fact, I used to coach Cal's sons in the Little League. As a matter of fact, Cal's brother Rick and I used to play for the same football team in high school.
I didn't know you were a football player.
Well, I wasn't a football player, but I was on the team.
Cal's an inventor.
What have you invented?
Are you serious?
Yes.
You've heard of the waterbed?
You invented the waterbed?
No. I invented the water blanket.
Are you serious?
That was the problem. Everyone reacted that way, so it never quite caught on. I still think it was a good idea, though.
How did it work?
Simple. It had heated water circulating through it in small plastic tubes. That way it gave off a moist heat.
Sounds good.
I still have a few around. Anyone want to buy a wet blanket? Thanks for the lift back.
It was on my way.
I really enjoyed having dinner with you kids.
I'm not a kid.
Well, you're not that old.
I was married for 22 years.
Yeah? Well, you must have been a baby when you got married.
As a matter of fact, I was.
I was married for 23 and a half years.
You too. What happened?
It ended. One of those youthful infatuations that finally...
Good night.
I'd like to call you when I know I'm going to be in town again.
Please don't.
Why not?
Well, it would be pointless.
Why?
I'm just not ready for any involvement.
Who's talking about any involvement? Look, Mary, I didn't intend to call you up and say, hey, Mary, how about having an involvement this Saturday night? I was thinking more of a dinner or a movie or something like that.
It's the same thing.
No, it isn't, Mary. It is not the same thing. Even if something goes nowhere at all, you still have to give it a chance to get there one step at a time. Does that make any sense?
No.
I didn't think it did, but you know what I mean.
Yes.
Well, thanks for the ride. I'll call you.
all right, Lovey. It'll grow. You were good to cut the tangles.
Mine. Mine hair. Me cut.
I see you did. I understand you wanted to do it yourself. You wanted to cut your own hair.
Fix. Fix hair, teacher.
It's all right, Lovey. It'll grow. Hair grows fast.
You want me to cut it, is that it? You want me to even it all out? All right.
Cut a little more on that side, Mary.
Where, here?
That's better.
Okay, Lovey. Now stand up. Now, sit and look here. What do you think?
Me and teacher.
Yes, that's you, and that's me.
Don't you know what a mirror is, Hannah?
Mirror makes picture.
That's right. A mirror makes a picture of whoever is standing in front of it. See? Here is Jamie.
Jamie.
See, here's Rufus. But the picture doesn't last, because now Rufus is gone, and there's Hannah again. Well, what do you think, Lovey?
Hannah, pretty.
Yes. What a terrible exhibit.
But you looked so interested.
I'm always interested in bad art. I want to understand how it got that way.
Joan, my wife, my ex-wife, thinks if it's called art, then you have to like it. You don't mind my talking about her, do you?
No.
You never talk about your ex-husband.
Larry. Why should I?
Could be helpful.
For whom?
For both of us. It's always good to know exactly what happened in the first act before you try and plot the second.
There are no second acts in American life.
Says who?
F. Scott Fitzgerald.
Him and his big mouth. He sure as hell never ever met up with me. Or Mary McCracken. Thank you. Why did you and Larry break up? Seriously. You should talk about it.
He left me.
He left you?
Well, I left him first, but then he left me.
I don't understand.
We'd been together about 20 years, and gradually it seemed as if we'd begun wearing overcoats to bed.
I know exactly how you feel. That can be devastating when it happens.
When Liz went off to college, we realized that we'd been confusing a love for her with a love for each other, and I suggested that we separate for a while. Larry took an apartment in the city, and I started volunteer work at the school. Well, I fell in love with my work and the kids, and Larry fell in love with a younger woman.
Were you terribly hurt?
Only my vanity. I don't think anybody willingly gives up anyone, even though we may be somebody you no longer love. I was fortunate. I had the school, the kids, a safe place to be.
Mary, you are the most remarkable lady.
What's next on the agenda, Picasso or Rembrandt?
Both.
You want everything, don't you?
Always.
Every month, Hannah was exploring and learning, setting new milestones. At home, she even allowed her mother to wash her a bit. And at school, she was drawing, playing with numbers and the letters of the alphabet. I finally decided that Hannah had enough reading readiness, that she was ready to read, period.
And I love ice cream.
Great, that's a good clincher. And I love ice cream. Now I'm going to read your story. Dessert. I like dessert. I like cake. I like pie. And I love ice cream. Now it's your turn. You read it.
Dessert?
Mm-hmm.
Dessert.
That's right.
I like dessert.
Yes, indeed.
I know letter. That I. E, F, G, H, I.
Yes. The word I is the same as the letter I. All right. What kind of dessert did you like?
I like cake.
Terrific.
I like pie.
Yes.
And I love ice cream.
Well, what do you know about that, hotshot? You read that whole story all by yourself. You're terrific. Now, you know what we forgot? Whoever writes the story has to sign it. So let's sign your name. Okay, I'll help you. Let's hold it just like this. Okay? Now, you write H, A, N, N, A, H. Hannah.
Hang up. Hang up story, teacher.
If Hannah had come a long way, she still had a long way to go. Her behavior was still out of control. For several weeks, 3 and 4 times a week, she exploded again in violent tantrums, leaving our classroom in desolation.
There isn't going to be any more yelling or screaming or throwing anything in the room. Now I want each one of you to think of 3 things that you like to do best here at school. These will be your privileges. Now you each make a list. And then I'll give 1 warning to whomever is doing whatever it is that I don't like. And if he or she continues, I'm going to take away one of the privileges. That way we'll all know what to expect when the rules are broken. It'll be a whole lot easier on all of us.
Mary, can I have drawing telephones as one of my privileges?
Sure, Bri, that's the idea. Pick something that you like to do.
Hannah, you should put crayons on your list.
Jamie, I'll help you write yours. And Hannah, I'll help you write yours. pick it up and go back to work. This is a warning. All right, Lovey. No more housekeeping corner today. You've lost that privilege. I'm sorry. There goes colored chalk for today, too. Oh, that does it, Lovey. You just blew dessert.
What the hell is happening here? What are you doing to my Hannah?
It takes time, but I think that Hannah's coming along very well.
You sleep last night, teacher?
Yes?
No sleep last night for me or Hannah.
I'm sorry. What's the matter?
All afternoon, all night, yelling, screaming, crying, blue dessert. What is this blue dessert?
Oh, well.
Not funny. Blue dessert drive me crazy. I buy her blueberry pie. I give her grape soda, but she keep yelling, no, no, blue dessert. What is this blue dessert? I tell you now, give to her.
Yes, Mrs. Rosnick, please, come over here a minute, will you? I want to show you what Hannah means. Sit down, please. This blue dessert is going to take a little while. Now, I asked the children to write up a list of all the things that they liked the best.
I had to try something new on Hannah, something to get her moving again. A new dress sometimes worked wonders for me, and I'd found one in excellent condition in the church's mission box.
Lovey, I have something to show you. A dress that's shorter, so that it will be easier to run and play and learn how to ride a bike.
No good. I too shrimpy.
Maybe, but I don't think so. Let's give it a try,
See, that from operation. That what make me funny. Had operation when baby. Gave me too much sleep stuff. Make me retard. Carl say that why I have to go to retard school. Carl say that every morning. But Mama say no. She say I lucky to be alive. Better than dead.
Lovey, you're no retard. Carl's the dumb one if he can't see that. I mean, look at how you're reading, making up stories. You've always been smart, never dumb. Just haven't been bothering how to learn. Oh, wait till you see this. You're beautiful. You're absolutely beautiful. I'll get the mirror.
Nice. Really nice, teacher.
You never give up, do you?
Nope.
Whew. What are you thinking about?
I was thinking about my class.
It's all yours, ladies.
Jamie, Brian, Anna, Rufus. I think about them a lot.
What about yourself? Did you ever think about you?
Not much. I guess I'm too busy thinking about the kids.
Do you like it like that?
I don't mind.
Could it be that you're afraid to think about yourself?
Could be. You ask some pretty tough questions, don't you?
Habit. Can't help it. We inventors always look for solutions.
So do we teachers.
Well, then maybe we should put our heads together and maybe we can find one. I didn't think I meant that literally, but then maybe I do. What's the matter, Mary?
You're backing me into a corner, Cal. I really need breathing space.
Look, I'm practical. If I give you room to breathe, then you might slip away from me, and I have no intention of letting that happen. You're strong, but you're gonna find you've met your match.
Damn it, Cal. I told you I didn't want to get involved.
Mary, you're starting to look like a sore winner.
I think I love you, but you make it very hard for me to say it.
Oh, come on, Mary. You just don't like losing control of the situation.
Good morning, Hannah.
Good morning, teacher. You know today?
Today is Wednesday.
Oh, boy, do you not know? Today's Valentine's Day.
Hannah, I forgot all about it.
That okay. I got 2 presents for you. One for me, one for Mama.
Oh, Hannah, I don't have anything for you.
That okay. We got 2. Here, open.
The world can learn a lot from you, Lovey. What beautiful bread. Oh, your mother's a good baker.
Read card.
To a good teacher. Happy Valentine's Day, Mrs. Rosnick. Thank you. This is really beautiful.
That not mine. This mine. Open. I draw that, teacher.
Could these be sneakers?
Sure, sneakers. Teacher sneakers. And see, here your heart.
That's nice, Hannah. That's a nice heart.
It big, teacher. Big heart.
Not half as big as yours, Lovey. Not half. Well, I'm so glad that all of you could come tonight. I think it's important for us as parents and teachers to continue to share our experiences. Good. Thank you. Good night, Mrs. Rodman.
Good night, teacher.
We're worried about something. We just realized that Brian's going to have to ride the bus by himself next year when he goes to regular school.
Ooh, well, then I guess we'll just have to teach him how to ride the bus.
Okay.
Good night.
Good night.
It is a pleasure having you with us tonight, Mr. Wills.
Thanks.
I'm so pleased about the way Rufus is coming along.
Well, Rufus is probably going to be ready for regular school next year, too.
Well, he may be ready, but we may not be ready for it.
Good night.
Good night.
I noticed that you mentioned that Hannah and Rufus Might be able to go to regular school in a year or two. But, you didn't mention anything about Jamie.
Jamie's come a long way in the past few years, hasn't he?
But he still has a long way to go.
Yes.
Jamie's never going to be all right, is he?
Well, that depends what you mean by all right.
You know what I mean by all right. Jamie's never going to be able to go to a regular school, is he? You're never going to be able to do the things that a normal child does. Ever. Isn't that true?
That's not a question that I can answer.
Well, could you tell me who can answer it then? The doctors, the psychiatrists, the psychologists? All these years, we still can't get a straight answer.
I don't think anybody knows the answers.
Why do they act like they do?
I don't know. I wish sometimes that they didn't either. To get back to your first question, if you mean, can Jamie be a loving member of your family, the answer is yes. A big yes.
Fortunately, we do have a large family, and Jamie has his brothers and sisters to help take care of him.
I'm sorry, Mary. It's very difficult for me to accept Jamie's condition. Even after all these years. In fact, I don't think I ever will.
I think I understand.
Why us? Why him?
Feels like we've been driving all day.
That's because we have. Ooh.
It's so quiet here.
I wish it were this quiet during the week. Mary? Well, this is it. This is where I spend my time. Would you like a cup of tea?
Yes, thanks. Who runs this place?
Well, I guess I do.
I thought you said you were just an inventor.
Well, I am. Sometimes I implement my own ideas. And sometimes people come to me for inventive ideas. But in every case, there has to be research and design and development to make sure it works 100% of the time. Not like the water blanket.
Now I understand why you wanted us to drive all the way up here today.
I wanted you to see why I have to live here. Why we have to live here. I want to marry you, Mary.
That's sweet.
I proposed to a woman and she says that's sweet.
I don't know what to say. It's only the second proposal I've ever had.
Say yes.
I don't think I can. I don't think I can leave my children.
Your children?
The kids in my class.
But Mary, the kids will all be leaving you one day. You were looking forward to that. You told me so yourself.
That's different. That'll be when they're ready to move on.
A teacher has to graduate too someday. You have to move forward in your own life.
You don't know how these kids always get the raw end of every deal. Not only genetically and emotionally, but economically, educationally. The budget for special education is always the first one to be cut. Teachers are constantly coming and going. I mean, these kids never get any continuity. I just don't feel that I can walk out on them. Not yet.
When will you be able to?
I don't know.
And we're just supposed to wait for these kids to get their lives unscrewed before we can have a normal life together?
I'm afraid so. I guess so.
Well, I'm not sure I can wait that long.
Well, that would be your choice.
I'm not sure you can afford to wait that long either, Mary. Damn it, Mary! We've both had one bad experience. I know a second marriage is always going to be scary. So we're gun shy. If we trust, respect, and love each other, then we shouldn't blow it, Mary. It's too important. I want to make a life with you.
Water's boiling.
Now look, there's nothing to it. Brian, this is just a practice run to get us used to the idea of riding the bus. Next year you'll be going into the city all by yourself. Now we're going to get on here, we're going to take the bus all the way to Norwood. And I am going to pay for Hannah, Jamie, Rufus, and myself. But Brian, I'm going to give you your own money and you're going to have to pay for yourself.
I don't like the bus.
Have you ever been on a bus before?
I've been on the bus once.
How'd you like it?
I didn't. I got bus sick.
What's that?
It's car sick, only on the bus.
Here it comes, and nobody's going to get any kind of sick. Okay.
Come back here, Sonny. Now, come on.
Here, Mary, you pay.
Right. Go give the man the money.
Here.
That was good, Bri. Okay, everybody settle down now. When we get to Norwood, we'll all get some ice cream. Come on, Brian, today you're solo. You take the bus. We'll drive on over to Norwood. We'll meet you there.
I don't want to go today, Mary. Not today. Maybe tomorrow.
Come on.
Hey, make up your mind.
See you there. Okay, let's go.
You like bus? It's not bad. I want to go bus too.
Me too. Well, maybe next week you can go by yourselves. We'll all have a party and celebrate.
Bye, teacher.
Bye, Lovey. See you tomorrow, boys.
Bye.
Bye, Jamie. Well, what do you think?
I think you're a good teacher. I wish I had an apple.
They're good kids. I love what I'm doing.
I can see that.
I wanted you to. That's why I asked you to come.
You have a talent, and you have to use that talent. I know that, Mary. I'm not trying to pull you away from your work or any of that. My work is more important than your work crap. But I do have a business, and I just can't move it.
How many miles is it?
To where?
To the design lab?
253. I've clocked it enough times.
Well, maybe I could commute. What?
Oh, you're a good teacher, Mary, but you're a hell of a mathematician. That's a 5-hour drive, one way in good weather.
How are we going to work this out?
Well, you know you can teach wherever you want to. And who's to say there aren't plenty of kids waiting for you in Cliffside?
What about these kids?
They're about ready to leave you. You said so yourself. You know, Mary, I think you're ducking the big question.
Which is?
You're like a swimmer who keeps dipping her toe in the water and can't decide whether or not to get wet. Well, you've had a long day. Listen, what would you like? Tennis? A drink? Dinner, maybe?
Well, what about all three?
That's the trouble with you. You want everything.
So do you.
Always.
I had found a certain story I would read to my class near the end of every school year. It was to prepare them for our long summer separation. That year, it had a special meaning for me. The story was about a boy named Peter who trained Star, a neighbor's horse, for the county horse show. But the day before the show, Peter broke his leg and had to go to the hospital.
Oh. What happened, Mary? What happened?
The man who owned Star took him to the horse show. But when Star entered the ring, he forgot all his training.
Oh.
Star behaved so badly, the judges dismissed him in disgrace.
Peter's still in the hospital.
When Peter came home from the hospital, Star's owner told Peter he had made Star too dependent on him.
That Star, him bad. He good if Peter there. He not good when Peter gone.
Peter didn't mean to be bad to Star. Star was just too... What was that word, Mary? Dependent. Yeah, Star got dependent on Peter.
Got to fix up Star. Make Star... Independent.
Well, what happened?
Peter was very unhappy.
But it wasn't Peter's fault. If Star had more control, he would have been all right. He wouldn't need Peter anymore.
No, that not right. He always need Peter. He love him. He just not need him all time.
Well, I think that you're right. We all need each other, but perhaps if we have some kind of control over ourselves, we don't need each other quite so desperately. Well, not all the time.
In the story, what happened next?
The man who owned Star finally let Peter see Star again. But this time, Peter did not make the same mistakes he made before. He did not selfishly keep Star to himself. He asked the other men in the stable to work with Star also. And Peter himself helped with the other horses. Star gradually became used to the other people, and this time was ready for the most important horse show of all, the state horse show. The day before the show, Peter groomed Star until his coat glistened and his mane was tawny and smooth. But Peter's leg still wasn't quite healed, and one of the other trainers took Star into the ring. Peter watched from the sideline, holding his breath. Star performed perfectly. Trotting around the ring, holding his head high and still, and won the blue ribbon. And the man who owned Star took the blue ribbon and gave it to Peter. You deserve this blue ribbon, Peter, he said, as much as Star.
It's good story, teacher.
Star's okay now. He's got control. And Peter's all right. He's not hurting Star anymore.
Peter let Star go now.
It's not easy to learn all that. I had made up my mind about moving forward in my own life, and the children had accepted it.
Well, Mary, it's been a good year for you. Good for the children, too. I know the future will be even better.
Doris, thank you. Thank you for everything.
Goodbye, Mary.
Goodbye, Rufus. You have a good summer. I'm so glad you could come.
Well, thanks so much for everything.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Don't forget a sweater. Oh. Here, Ruf, take one of these balloons. Bye.
Bye.
Jamie wants to say goodbye.
Goodbye, Jamie. Goodbye. You have my phone number. If anything comes up over the summer, you call me. Okay. Thank you, Clem. Thank you.
Thanks.
Brian's come a long way. We want to thank you.
He did it himself. Hey, you have a good year at that junior high, hmm?
Sure, Mary. Don't worry.
Bye, Brian.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Who could have thought? Hannah is so pretty now.
And so are you.
Yes, thank you.
Hey, come here. Goodbye, Lovey. You okay now?
Sure. I'd be like horse, star. I forget word.
Independent?
Yep, that is independent. Bye now.
I'm so glad you're here.
It's difficult, huh?
Endings are always hard for me. But beginnings are wonderful.
Sure are. Shall we go?
Yeah.
All of those children are now almost grown. Brian is in high school and has a part-time job on a small newspaper. Rufus is almost 6 feet tall. He is in high school and getting good grades. Jamie is still living at home with his family and going to a pre-vocational training program that will prepare him for a sheltered workshop. Hannah has moved to the south. At last report, her progress was still good. She developed a talent for working with younger children and often assists in the primary grades, especially dance. I've never gone back to that school, that classroom, but I still work with special children like Hannah. I have to. I learn so much from them. My name is Mary McCracken. I teach educationally handicapped children, special children. I had been teaching at the special school for several years, but nothing in my experience had prepared me for Hannah Rosnick. The year we met was unforgettable and was to change both our lives.
Everything set?
For the time being, thank goodness. The church has agreed to let us keep using the Sunday school building for another full year.
Great.
I was really worried we'd have to find other space after Christmas. Coffee?
No, thanks. I'm trying to cut down.
So am I. Mary, I wanted to tell you there's been a change in your class.
Something happened to one of the children?
Oh, no. No, nothing like that. It's just I've rearranged things slightly.
Doris, you never do anything slightly.
I've decided to put Hannah Rosnick in with your group.
Hannah Rosnick? Oh, maybe I will have that coffee. Doris, it's not going to work. We're a cohesive group. My class has been together for 3 years. Brian's speech and sociability have improved 100%. Rufus has stopped talking to himself and developing stomach cramps whenever there's an unpleasant situation. They're both almost ready for regular school. Jamie is coming along in his way. Hannah Rosnick would not fit in.
I just can't put Hannah Rosnick in with a new teacher. It would be asking too much.
What about my boys? Isn't it asking too much of them? I think our children are even more sensitive to their surroundings than normal children.
Hannah might stir them up a little.
Oh, that's all they need is a little stirring.
Hello? Hold on one moment, please. Well, I'm glad that's set. I'll send Hannah to your room as soon as she gets here. Yeah? And this is she. Hold on a moment, please. Excuse me.
Oh, am I ever glad to see you.
How long has this been going on?
It seems like forever.
Hannah, listen. This isn't your class. You're supposed to be with us in a room down the hall. We've been waiting for you. Shirley, your teacher last year, had to leave because her husband is studying to be a doctor. And he had to go work in a hospital far away. So she went with him.
I felt something behind Hannah's eyes. An intelligence that meant she had a chance if only I could break down the barrier she had built.
Enough now, okay? It's all right, Jamie. It's all right. Hannah. 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 In this class, you don't hurt yourself or anybody else.
Invitations.
Oh, it sounded like a dreary evening. Besides, I have too much to do.
Will you stop using that special school as a crutch and start facing up to your own problems?
I didn't know I had any problems. At least I didn't know that you knew I had any problems.
Any woman that ends a marriage after 22 years is bound to have problems, Mom. And those kids in that school aren't going to solve them for you.
You may be right in the long run, but the children are all that interest me. Maybe later on it won't be that way, but that's the way it is now, and I like it.
Good morning, Ruth. How you doing?
Is that girl going back to her other class?
Hannah doesn't have another class. This is her regular room.
I don't like her in here. She ruins everything.
Oh, Ruth, Hannah's had a tough time.
I don't care. I hate her. Don't you understand that? I hate her. And I don't want to talk about her.
Okay. What do you want to talk about? Your new cat?
No. Mary, I just want it to be the way it was last year. Without that dummy girl. She can't talk. She's dirty. She's always yelling. Why don't you make her stop?
Believe me, Ruth, I'm trying. Give me a little time. Give her a little time. I mean, first days are hard. Remember Jamie at the beginning? How he always moaned and kicked and ran away whenever he could. I know that Hannah's hard, but today's only the second day. Maybe today will be better.
There she is.
Good morning, Hannah. Come on in. I'm glad you're here, Hannah. Okay, we're still glad you're here. All right, everybody, let's have a circle. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And on that farm he had some chickens, E-I-E-I-O. With a click-clack here and a click-clack here. Here a cluck, there a cluck, everywhere a cluck-cluck. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. I haven't made any demands on her. I've let her sit in that coat closet now for 2 weeks because I thought that she needed a safe place. But nothing is happening. She just sits there eating out of her paper bag lunch. There's no progress. I feel that I need to try something new.
Well, sometimes nothing represents a transitional stage between antisocial behavior and appropriate behavior.
I know when a child is calming down and when a child is getting ready to relate. And I think I also know when nothing is happening and nothing is set.
Think about it, Mary. If it doesn't work out, we can talk about it later. But I'm sure it will. Yes, yes.
Hey, Brian! Am I glad to see you?
Why are we in here?
This is our room.
This wasn't our room last year. It's too big.
Yes, it is bigger. But I think it's even better. In fact, I think it's the best room that we've ever had. Look, we have our own coat closet instead of just books.
I like just hooks better.
Hey, Mary, we're getting a cat. And I'll bring him to school so you can play with him too, Brian. Hey, this is some kitchen. And look at that closet.
I like just hooks better.
Jamie! Hey ho, Jamie. What took you so long?
Mom, my name is Jamie.
That's good talking, Jamie. Rufus, Brian, it's good to be together again. You know something? I think this is going to be a terrific year for all of us.
Good morning, boys.
I'm getting a cat.
Cat?
Yes, well, I'm glad to see you're all working so nicely. Mary, do you have a minute? Hannah Rosnick's down in her old classroom, and no one seems able to get her to come here. I wonder if you could see what you could do.
Cover for me here, will you, Doris? Boys, I'm going to go down the hall a minute, and Doris will stay here with you, okay? I'll be right back, Jamie. And no one hurts you. Now, you can rock if you want to, but no head banging. If you can't control yourself, I'll help you. Hannah's going to be in our class this year. She feels badly about missing her old teacher and a few other things. Now, it's going to take a little while for us to all get used to each other. But I think it's all going to work out fine. It's just going to take a little time. Okay, now let's get busy. Why don't you bring your stories over here and let's see what you've gotten done. Come on, Brian. Come on, sit down here. Jamie, bring your picture here. Let's sit down and see what you've written. My new cat. I have a new cat. Her name is
Taker.
Is that painful now? Yes.
Maybe this will help.
No, not my leg. This report on Hannah Rosnick that hurts. It really hurts. Listen to this. She was born with an abdominal obstruction that caused food blockage and dehydration. So she had to be operated on and hospitalized for several weeks right after birth. When she came home, her brother was found hitting her over and over on the head as she lay in her crib. A 10-year-old Caucasian female. Imagine calling a little girl with green eyes a Caucasian female. Exhibiting restless and disruptive behavior with unintelligible speech, consisting primarily of grunting noises. Judgment and insight extremely poor. Diagnosis: psychosis, organic brain disease versus schizophrenia. Now, how can he presume to make such a diagnosis after one brief interview? I hate that language. I mean, it's such stilted diction. Why do people have to hand out labels rather than looking at each other?
It's their job, I guess.
This report makes me so furious I could...
Saved by the Bell.
It's for you, one of your boyfriends.
How can you tell?
I have radar.
Hello? Oh, hi, Jean. I'm fine. Mom's right here. Radar.
Hi, Jean. Yes, it's great being back in school. Dinner party Friday night? I'd love to, I really would, but I really have a lot of preparation for this semester still to do. I'm sure, yes, he sounds very interesting. Thank you. Maybe later on in the year, hmm? Okay, thanks for thinking of me, Jean. Goodbye, Jean.
You're doing it again.
Doing what?
Turning down dinner